Hello, welcome to my second official Vintage to Now Star Wars review. And today I want to show you the Cantina aliens. These are 1978 figures. They were not part of the original 12, but they came out, I believe, the second sort of wave at that time. I don't think they called them waves. But as you can see, there's really only 4 figures because I have them next to their most recent upgrades that I could find. The most recent one I have is Greedo that came out in 2010. But the others I collected from the Cantina sets, or in this one came out individually. So, and in some cases I had to outfit them with my own accessories. So anyway, I want to start with Ponda here, or as he was known then, Walrus Man. I think this was just a funny figure because I guess they took Walrus Man literally and gave him flippers instead of feet, as you can see that. He's outfitted with a Stormtrooper blaster. He seems to be wearing kind of a bathing suit sort of deal. But I don't think these are supposed to be gloves. I think that's supposed to be his hands. And we're supposed to assume that this is a jacket or something. And he has kind of this leotard or whatever. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be. He has a tiny little head. And not very scary looking like he was in the movie. A lot of people thought he was kind of a scary alien. But now here's the more recent Ponda, or Walrus Man. Much closer to what we saw in the movie. As you can see, a much bigger head too, because his head is so small, and it cracks me up. I outfitted him with a blaster that came with one of the recent sets, one of the extra blasters. He has a nice looking jacket that looks like it looked in the movie. And he has very basic articulation, swivel shoulders, swivel waist, swivel neck, hinge knees, and that's it, and swivel hips. But he had one interesting feature. He has a removable arm. So in the scene where Obi-Wan chops his arm off, you can sort of reenact that scene and put his arm there. So, kind of a gruesome sort of thing. But actually, as you'll see in this review, that's not the only gruesome special feature on these figures. So let's go from that to Greedo. The 1978 Greedo had a great face, but a ridiculous body. Just wearing this sort of tight little skin-tight suit. I remember as a kid, I always used to think it was funny how his butt crack seems to go all the way up his back, and maybe that was an alien feature or something. He has green boots. This very kind of 70s outfit. He has a Corellian blaster, and but the head was great. I thought the head sculpt was really good, as you can see. Now, the first Greedo upgrade was this one. And it was sold individually and also sold in the Cantina sets. It didn't come with a blaster in the set, so I gave him this one, which is from the packages. And he has the blaster wound under his vest where Han Solo shoots him, which I just think is, another nice little gruesome Easter egg. And both versions of that Greedo have this blaster wound, which just trips me out. So, there you have it. The face is very similar, very close to the 1975 one, except the eyes are a little bit better. But they didn't do much to change the head sculpt. Very similar hands with the real long fingers. Of course, they didn't really do that too much, but they made him look a little bit different in the 78 one. And he's wearing kind of like moccasins instead of boots. But his outfit pretty much resembles how it did. Now we have the 2010 Greedo, which is just a repack of that old vintage one. They did away with the blaster wound. I guess they thought that was a little bit too grim for kids. He does finally have a Greedo-looking blaster. It looks pretty much like the one from the movie. Better articulation, elbows, ball joints. The kind of articulation we want. He has a gun belt, which is a nice touch. He has a fabric vest, which I really don't like all that much. I actually prefer this vest. So, he has that. And it's pretty much the exact same head sculpt. I believe that's the same head. It might be a little different. Okay, let's move on. Snaggletooth. There was two versions of this figure in the 80s, in the 70s. There was a Sears exclusive that came with a blue outfit, and then there's this one that sold in the stores. Little tiny guy, he kind of looks like a badger. Carries like Han Solo's blaster. He has big long arms and little short legs. Nice little red outfit, and always looked like a happy guy. Here's the recent upgrade. I gave him a glass. He comes with this blaster here, which has an ankle holster. I'll show you how that works. See? Okay. He has he did come with a glass, and I actually had to find this Cantina cup that I gave him. I haven't been able to find the glass. The only real similarity between the two figures is the belt buckle is identical. It's the same design on the belt buckle, if you can see that. Everything else is pretty much different. They don't, except they both wear red and they're both short. But whereas he has animal-like feet, he's wearing shoes. He has bare hands. He's wearing gloves. The faces are totally different. He looks more like a pig, whereas this one looks more like a badger. They do both have the Snaggletooth. He has sort of a monk haircut, and this one just sort of has kind of a slicked back haircut. So, now finally, Hammerhead. The 1978, and this is the most recent one I could find that came with one of the Cantina sets. Both of them were in the same kind of skimpy outfit, except this one looks little bit more like Grandma's bathing suit. You know, if you know what I mean. It's the kind of loose unitard kind of thing, and he's lanky, and I like how his eyes are looking to the right. I always loved this figure. It was the most alien. They put the veins in his neck and everything, and this is 1978, so you could tell they put a lot of love into this figure. He has veins all over sticking out. He's carrying an Imperial Stormtrooper blaster. Maybe that means he's a bad guy. I don't know. But just a great figure. I like this guy. And of course the upgrade. He has much bigger hands. He's holding a glass, no blaster. I didn't think he needed a blaster. He always seemed like a peaceful guy. He just kind of wanted to sit there and drink his drink and giggle in the Cantina scene. He was always like, oh. I don't know if you remember that. He has a hood. It looks like, I guess that's a hood. And kind of, you know, cool looking alien legs and everything. Just a cool looking figure. So you had 4 Cantina aliens from the 70s, and of course now, if you want to do your Cantina, you'd have to have a really big one, because I think they made more aliens than we know what to do with recently. And but anyway, that's all we had in the 70s. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I will do many more.